Welcome to Fur, Fins, and Feathers. Believe it or not, but this is our 71st episode, and today we welcome Roger Baskin of Framingham, Massachusetts, who has occasion. Welcome.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much for coming all the way down from Framingham to share your beautiful breed with us.
Thank you.
How did you get involved with this breed?
Well, many years ago, I ran a rehab center, a physical rehab center, and I wanted to set an atmosphere where people could come in and interact with a very friendly dog. So I did much research, and I narrowed my search down to one breed, the Kazan breed, because they're very friendly, they love everybody, they're good with kids, and I didn't have to worry about them causing any problems with any of the patients or their families. And they were big hits in the clinic. People loved coming to see them and to play with them because they're such a nice, friendly breed.
And then how did you get into showing dogs? I've known you for many years.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Just by kind of accident, my first Kazan was actually a show dog. And I thought, well, it's something new to try, and I became addicted, so to speak.
And you've become very successful.
Well, and we've won a bit. Yeah, I've won. We've won at the National. We've won groups. We've won specialties, and the specialty is a show with just one breed. So I've had dogs that have won best in breed in the specialty. A group is made up of 13 or 14 non-sporting dogs, which is what their group is, and they compete against all the other dogs who have won best in breed. And they're very difficult to win. And this particular dog has won 2 groups by
and what is his name? Is Doran?
His name is Jerome.
Jerome, and he is a champion.
Very much so, yeah. And the double group winner.
Has done quite well.
Yeah, very well.
And how old is Jerome?
Jerome now is 20 months old. He's just a baby. And he acts like one.
Will he be continuing his show career?
Yeah, he'll be at Westminster in a month, competing at Westminster.
And hopefully winning that big purple and gold rosette.
Well, I'm not sure this year, but down the road he certainly has a good chance. He's a little young. He's got to grow up a bit. But down the road he's certainly...
Excellent breeding.
Thank you. I think he's great. I mean, Kazans are supposed to have certain markings, distinctive markings, which he has, and he's very alert, which a Kazan should be. And they're supposed to be effervescent in their personality, which he is. And they're supposed to be structurally sound, so that when they move, they're balanced. So you could actually put a pin on his head, and when he moves, it wouldn't fall off because he's so balanced.
And the breed is known for their spectacles.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, nice spectacles around their eyes. And their expression, their alert expression.
They are very much a family dog,
Very much so. And they're the ultimate family dog because they love people, they love everyone. They're watchdogs because they'll bark if somebody comes to the house and rings the bell. They're not guard dogs because they love everybody. And they're the perfect breed for a family. And by the way, they don't shed as much as people think. People ask, well, don't you have to clean them every day? Don't they shed every day? Well, in fact, they only shed twice a year. They're not one of those breeds that shed 12 months a year.
How many Ks have you owned over the years?
Probably about 25.
Really?
Yeah.
Many champions?
Many, yeah. All of my dogs have been champions that I've kept. And, yeah, just, you know...
How do you maintain this coat?
Basically, I brush them once a week, And because he's shown, he gets professionally groomed every 2 weeks. And he's been, actually, he was groomed today by a professional.
Very handsome.
Yep. And, but people, like, my phone rings off the hook for people looking for Kazan
There
puppies.
aren't many breeders
There
anymore.
aren't many breeders, no. And I was, last June, I had a litter of 10. And there was
That's a big litter.
Huge litter. It almost killed me, but somehow I survived. I mean, that's a lot of work. But yeah, there aren't that many Kazan breeders around anymore. So my phone rings off the hook. And also, I think people know that I have good Kazans. That my dogs are healthy, they're well bred.
When I first started, the Kazan, the Heritage Trail Kazan Club was very active.
Yeah.
We used to have a specialty in Swansea.
That's right.
And that building has been ransacked and closed.
Oh, really?
It was torn down.
Didn't know that.
It's
Wow.
a housing complex now.
Really? I did not.
And many of the people that were very active in that club have unfortunately passed away.
Most of them, yeah.
Most of them.
Leaders, yeah.
Do you still have an active club?
Semi-active.
A semi-active club.
Semi-active, yeah.
It's part of the Springfield cluster or something.
Yeah, basically, the specialty we have now is part of the all breed shows that are in Springfield in April.
Yeah.
And Springfield, the expo, has many dog shows because it's perfect for the dog shows. And
They come from all over.
Come from all over. And
many of the New York shows and Long Island shows are now up at Springfield.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And unfortunately, a lot of the small shows are no longer. Like I used to love to go to the shows in the Adirondacks because it's such a beautiful area.
Yeah.
But those shows no longer exist. But you're right, a lot of those shows come to Springfield because Springfield is the place now for dog shows.
Most people go to Springfield.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. The expo's a nice place. It's a nice place.
I've exhibited there. I've judged there many times.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
And I remember judging the not sweepstakes, I judged junior showmanship at the Kazan specialty 1 year.
Where was that?
That was in Attleboro, I think.
Okay.
Because they had closed the Swansea, that building in Swansea.
Yeah, they went to Attleboro for a while.
Yeah, then we were up in Attleboro or Plainville area or whatever. Now then they moved out to Springfield.
Yeah. It's, yeah, he, last year at the specialty, they have a competition called Sweeps, which is a competition about puppies.
For the puppies, yeah.
He won, took first, best of breed.
That's a very nice win.
It's a very nice win. So he's done quite well. And he's spoiled, but all my
Do you do any activities other than confirmation?
I take him, actually, I take him to, sometimes I take him to nursing homes.
Okay.
And I take them to assisted living facilities because those people love having a dog, particularly one as friendly as he.
Because he's a very outgoing dog.
Yeah, and it's also good for the dogs for socialization that they get out and. But it's and for your viewers, I strongly suggest not buying a Kazan at a store because you're just asking for trouble.
watched a video this morning, and it was from the Kazan Club of America.
Right.
And it was about buying from a reputable breeder,
Absolutely.
and that is so important.
Can't stress that enough. Can't stress that enough. Again, you may have to wait a little longer, but it's worth it. You'll get a much higher quality Kazan, and you will have less vet bills, less anxiety because of the problem.
Has this breed unfortunately crept into some puppy mills?
Yes, unfortunately, that's
It's
the
a
case.
sad state of affairs.
Sad state of affairs. But like with me, all my dogs that I breed are completely health tested and have no medical histories.
What is the longevity for this breed?
Well, sadly, I just put down my girl who was 15 a month or two ago. So my experience is typically they live to be 12 to 15 or even 16 years old. I've never had a 16-year-old, but 15 is which is quite old for a dog, 15.
Yeah,
and,
very much so.
But her name was Yenta. She was 15. She was retired on the Social Security pension. And let's say she didn't do any heavy lifting. So, but she was kind of the queen of the house.
How do we keep a Kazan active? They do a lot of, do they do a lot of other activities? Have you ever done obedience with them?
No, I've not. But you can't, Kazans are very good at obedience. They're also great at agility. They're fantastic at agility. And some of my puppy buyers have competed in agility, and the Kazans have done very well.
And they've done well in rally?
Very well. And rally as well, yeah. They're such a dog. I mean, they're so flexible, and they have so many nice attributes that they can pretty much compete in any venue. They're really a very special dog. And most people never heard of them. So
why is that?
Well, because they're not very prevalent. Everybody knows a Labrador. Everybody knows a boxer.
Doran, come on.
Stay down.
He wants to be with his daddy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he loves the one-on-one with me.
I just saw a clip, too, of Kazans in England. And I guess the breed has diminished there, too.
Very much so. Well, they were having health problems in England. And as a result, the numbers have diminished significantly.
How are they in Holland, in the Netherlands?
Very few. Very few. It's interesting. I went to Holland maybe 10 years ago, and they were pretty much in the countryside. You don't see them much in the city. The reason is that the breed became popular when the leader at the time, Cornelius Keyes, was in power. And when he was overthrown, the government, the breed became less popular.
Has that trend continued, though?
Yeah, there aren't very many Kazans in Holland anymore. Most of them are in the United States and England. But then, I actually hear from people who have, there's a fair amount of Kazans in Australia.
Really?
For whatever reason.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. I also hear from people who live in Eastern Europe. They have Kazans. There are several Kazans in Russia, because I hear from those people.
Okay. So you have global contacts.
I do, yeah. Because of the internet, I hear from people throughout the world, and everybody loves their Kazans.
Now, you recently sold a puppy in Canada, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I have a puppy that's he should do very well in the shows in Canada. He's living in Montreal.
One of my favorite spots.
Beautiful area. But what's nice is they're actually coming here to visit relatives between Christmas and New Year's, so I'll be able to see him.
And they're bringing him down?
They'll bring him down.
That's very, very good.
It's a beautiful puppy. I've seen pictures. He's a beautiful puppy. And he should do quite well at the shows in Canada. I've gone to Canada, and did some showing, and it's a fun place to go.
I showed twice with Kerry Blues in New Brunswick and on Prince Edward Island.
Wow.
And they were amazing
Fun show.
venues.
Fun show.
Fun shows. Very
laid
relaxed.
Back. Very laid back. Yeah, not like it. Very, very laid back.
Served lobster to us every night, and it was really a fun time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. In fact, I showed my dogs myself there, and I came that close to winning Best in Show with one of my dogs. It's a fun place to go.
Is he going to be a Best in Show winner?
He could. He certainly has the potential.
He has the
to
potential.
Be. Yeah, potential to be, because it's very, as you know, it's very, very difficult to win a group at any age. But to win a group at 18 months of age, to win two groups at 18 months of age is near impossible.
And I saw the list of the judges who he won under, and he put up some very impressive judges with excellent credentials.
Absolutely. So he has the potential. We'll just have to see how it goes. But he should.
What is the origin of the breed?
The origin of the breed, basically, they were of the Spitz family.
Yeah.
And they ended up on the barges of Holland. And there were companion dogs on the barge. People who've been to Holland will know they have barges throughout the city, and they're really, it's a beautiful city, Amsterdam.
I have never been to
You
Holland.
absolutely should. And so what happened was that these Kazons served as companions to all the barges, their boats, and they're great companions, and that's how they kind of originated. And they kind of developed. They went to England and then came to the United States. And here we have quite a lot of Kazons throughout the United States. Very popular among certain people. People who know about them love them. So the more that people know about the breed, the more popular they are.
And they are known for their very unique attributes, their little ears.
Yep. That go up and oops.
And their spectacles.
Spectacles, yep.
And they're very short-backed.
Yeah, they are. If you look at Jerome, he is very
He is
good
well
to
put together.
Extremely well put together. He's the best Kazon I've ever had, by far. And you can, and also the thing about
He
him.
came from Joanne Reedy.
Yeah, from
Fabulous breeder.
He's an outstanding breeder. If you look at him, he's very square, and that's one of the attributes of the breed. There should be square. There shouldn't be long back or short back. There should be square, which he is.
His cream-colored, what do they call his?
Hawks.
No. His furnishings are called, I can't think of the word. Pouches.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, they're great. I know you've been around the breed for a long time, right?
I have seen them over the years. Some really great ones.
What's the best one you've ever seen?
I like him.
Oh, really? He's quite nice.
Irene Fonseca had some fabulous cases.
Yeah, very nice case.
And Mary Ellen Grace.
Yep.
And that was a very strong club at one time.
At one time.
At the Heritage Trail Club.
Yep.
Very much so. Very good dogs. And they had some fun activities.
Well, Joanne Reed in California had some of the best Kazons I've ever. In fact, when I first started, I bought my first Kazon from Joanne Reed. I had a male and a female. And they won, the two of them won best puppies at the National.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way to start.
Good way to start. But yeah, she's produced some nice dogs over the years. But I chose him, and I'm really happy I did. I needed a dog for stud, and so I got him, and he'll be a great stud dog. You're right, he has nice attributes, and that's what you want.
And he's nicely, good furnishings with his cream markings.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. He's very nicely proportioned.
Extremely well. He also has a nice neck that he uses fairly well.
To win two groups is
very difficult.
pretty difficult.
At any age. At any age. But 18 months is almost unheard of.
Got some nice trophies, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Have your dogs ever won groups as puppies?
No.
Right?
I have never won a group.
Oh, really?
I got several group twos.
Yeah.
But they were okay. You know, surprisingly, I was really surprised to note that this past weekend in Springfield, well, 2 weekends ago,
Yeah.
in Springfield, there were no carries entered.
Really?
We used to have a huge entry.
None? Zero?
I remember getting majors on a couple of good carries. And we'd have a good party and get everybody together and everything. There were no carry blues at Springfield.
And they're such great dogs. And they're beautiful dogs.
They are.
And they have nice temper. It's a nice dog. Well, you know, years ago, we used to have majors in Syracuse, New York. They have a 4-day show at the end of March. And I'm biased because I grew up in upstate New York and I went to Syracuse University. But every year we used to go to Syracuse and that's where we had our majors. Now the entries are maybe 1 or 2. So it's kind of a sign of the times. People do other sorts of things. But people watch, they still watch Westminster, right?
They
People
are,
love watching
yes,
Westminster.
it'll be the end of January, but I only went once to the Garden.
Well,
when it was downtown.
Yeah.
And it was fabulous. But
well, now they have it in the actually where they have it now. There's actually more room to walk around.
And they're bringing it back to the evening groups.
Yeah, the groups are at the garden. But it's a unique experience going to Westminster. And there's a lot of fun to watch it on TV as well, the groups.
Always spectacular.
Yeah, they have nice dogs. They have the best dogs in the world around. Kind of like watching the Kentucky Derby, you know?
Which I've watched.
Yeah,
and I've been
right?
there. That was fun.
You've been to the Derby?
I went a couple of times before my father passed away, yes.
Wow.
It was fabulous.
Wow. What years did you go, you remember?
I think we were there in 88 and 89.
Wasn't that
Because
affirmed? No, that was the 70s.
He died. My father passed away shortly after. So, no, we were there for 2 years, and it was fabulous.
Do you remember who won those years?
I don't remember. But I still remember having those Kentucky Derby glasses.
I bet, yeah.
It was always a fascinating experience.
That's crowded, right? It's always very crowded.
But then driving the next day, we drove through Lexington, Kentucky, through the horse farms.
I'd love to go there. Did you stop at any?
Excuse me. Yes, we
you did?
Yeah. We drove. I remember driving up to and stopping and getting out and looking at the horses at Claiborne Farm.
Oh wow!
That was amazing.
Oh, that must have been an amazing experience. Yeah.
And the year we were there was a dog show at the Lexington Kennel Club the day after the Derby.
Oh wow!
So we got to see the horses, but then we went to the Lexington Kennel Club show.
Wow! I bet that was a big show, right?
That was a huge show, and it was really beautifully done, executed beautifully.
Now this weekend, they have Eukanuba, which will be on TV at some point in time.
There were shows yesterday, and there's more today.
More today and tomorrow. And I think those shows will be on TV in a few months.
No, some of them were
Oh, were
televised
they
last
televised
night.
last night? I wish
Yeah.
I'd known that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
And they're going to be televised
Tonight?
tonight.
Oh, wow, that's great. Yeah, those are great shows too, the Eukanuba shows.
Have you ever thought about judging?
No. Nope. No, not for me.
Not for you.
Not for me. Not for me, because I don't like to travel that much. In fact, I used to travel more for dog shows. Now I don't go. I just go to New York, New England. Yeah, that's in New York State, New England shows. I have a handler who takes the dogs elsewhere, but I personally don't travel.
Are you going to go to the garden?
This year I'll go to Westminster.
That'll be
to
nice.
watch him. It'll be fun. Yeah, New York's a fun place to be, right? It's a lot of fun.
I've never really gotten into New York.
No?
But
Well, I love Broadway. I like going to Broadway plays.
that's fun.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean,
I always liked the main shows.
oh, those are great. I love Maine. Yeah, I try to go every year. Those are great. Yeah, because they're outside.
And I've seen you in Maine, so I know you've done well up
I've
there.
done very well. In fact, I've won groups up there. Yeah, no, Maine is a unique state, and it's
The lobster's good too.
the lobster's great, but there's an informality about Maine that's so appealing, and then people are just.
I've always
Yeah,
enjoyed
yeah.
judging up there.
Oh, I bet.
I've judged quite a few times, and I've really enjoyed being up there.
Oh yeah, right.
The people,
Very
there's a different
nice.
atmosphere.
Absolutely, very laid back, very upfront. They're
And some
complete
really good dogs,
uncontentious.
too.
Oh yeah, they have really good dogs up there. Yeah. I'll tell you a story about me that I always found appealing. I used to breed with a woman who lived in Augusta, Maine. And sadly, she died of cancer. But when I went to a funeral in Augusta, her husband and I were the only ones that had sport coats and ties on. Everybody else dressed informally. And there's such a different culture that's what they do up there.
Yeah,
Where
of course.
here, none of us would ever think of going to a funeral without a tie.
Proper attire.
Yeah, exactly. But it was great because there's a genuineness about the people of Maine that's really very appealing.
Well, I am being told that we are coming to an end.
Well, it's been a real pleasure.
I've
Thank
really
you for having
enjoyed
me.
our talk about
Yeah.
peasants.
Yep.
And we will see you in the future. And good luck at
Thank you.
Westminster.
Thank you very much.
And very good to see you again.
Thank you. Take care of yourself. Be well.
Thank you very much. And thank you for joining us today on the 71st episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers.